Hello and welcome back to Jurassic's World. This is where we left the last episode, and I've done a little bit more work since that episode left. We've got some stockpiles here, and I've been sequestering away some mini blocks from wandering traders, and I've finally started to use them. Unfortunately, one hasn't given me any iron ore, and I was really hoping we would get one in between episodes. I've also got plenty of TNT, so this looks very dangerous in here. I've done a cart, so we've got a cart collecting up the ores, and crane dropping some more into place. So yeah, this area is looking really cool. We obviously still need to do our mine area, but we're going to do that later on another episode. And also finished off this tree up here. I thought it would look really good just up there, break up things a little bit more, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then also I've spent a bit of time building a custom tree up on this hill here. We have had one up there, a large oak tree that grew up there, and I finally took the time to replace it with our very own custom tree. So another good little project out the way in between episodes. But anyway, today we are going to be focusing our attention over here on our new port area, and I've got three big projects which I'm determined to get done today. So project box number one over there is for some boats out in our bay, I guess. I don't know if that's, yeah, I guess we could class that as a bay. We have also these project boxes for a large merchant's house over here on the corner. I've got an image that I found on Instagram, I think, which I'd like to turn into a house. I think that would be super cool. And then down here we also have our third project, which is a kelp farm. So I've just got a mini one creating some fuel for furnaces, which I've got a project later on in this this world that I want to do that for. But down here we have all of our kelp. I have grown it up. I've cut down a few bits to get some more to make some fuel beforehand, but we've created this false floor underneath our area here because, like I said in the last episode, I want to save this, and so maybe creating a little area here hidden away with our kelp farm underneath will be a good way to use space and to make the most of it. So we are going to start with this kelp farm. It's a design by Il Mango. So I guess we'll grab some blocks and put them in, and I'll show you sort of steps of the process. So I've got my water breathing and night vision, and what we need to do is separate this into two tanks of 6 wide, so that the water will push the kelp along the top and into a channel where we can funnel it over to here and capture it and then turn that into dried kelp. So what I'm going to do is go along the sides and place in stone bricks, knock out 3 in the middle, so I think there should be 6 wide on each side, and place glass, and then we'll put glass on the end as well. So we've got our 2 farms in, and we can't really see that well through that glass, unfortunately. But yeah, I've had a bit of a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a bit tough getting these water sources in, and what I found out, I had to put in a layer of dirt where the signs were, put the water on top, remove the dirt, and put in the signs before the kelp grew too far and turned that all into water sources. So what should have been probably a 30-minute job turned into probably a couple of hours because I kept on making mistakes. But now we can actually start pulling in the rest of the collection. So we're just going to run a water line along here. I'll put in a top slab here. So what will happen is the kelp that comes from this part will go underneath the slab, And then if we put a sign there, and then we have another water source there, what will happen is anything that comes here will then get pushed down here and along into next bit, and then we're just going to repeat that once more. I think that's all we shall need. And then a sign, there we go, and then that should run it all the way along. Yep, and yeah, right to here. Okay, perfect. So that's good. Oh, didn't wash away many other torches either. So we now have our collection for our kelp. So we need to build our flying machine. So I've just got those blocked off right now. This side is going to be the tricky bit because our port wall, I think, is about here. So we'll be coming out just underneath the water. So that's the wall here. So we may well need to do some repairing up there. Already need to do some here. So I'm going to get these flying machines in and then we'll come back. So we have our kelp farm finally done. Unfortunately, it's not 100% done. We did have some daylight sensors in here to automate the flying machines going back and forth, but unfortunately, because we're so far under the water and I don't want to have glass going all the way up to the surface, it didn't work. So I'm having to have a bit of a rethink about how I'm going to do that. Maybe we'll have a bit of redstone going up to a point on the surface, and we'll do it like that, and it'll be like a T flip-flop. But at the moment I've got them linked up with buttons, so I have to come down here and manually do it, but that's not a problem. We can do that, and it works really well. We're getting a lot of kelp coming through. I've only just run this just a second ago, but we are well stocked, and this is filling up and burning through the kelp. We've got our water coming along this ice and then just dropping down. Very, very simple at this stage. But yeah, I think we're done for today. This has taken far too long to build this. So we need to go and get on with the other jobs I wanted to get done on this episode. So I guess let's go and build some boats out in our bay and get that looking a little bit more like we are getting some traffic from our neighbors. Well, it's dark. Let's go to sleep. So we're going to have a few small boats out in our bay here, as if they're going out to fish or coming in with some cargo, or just making it look like something's going on out in this vast ocean around our little port. This is a design by Dr. Red. I'll put a link to the video and the description down below, and I'll also put Ilmango's Kelp Farm down there as well. But I think best thing to do, as I want to do a few of these ships, is that we jump into a quick time lapse. So let's go, shall we? And there we go, we have some life out there in our little port. 7 of those little boats, and I think that looks really cool, and especially at night it looks epic with them out in the ocean with their little lanterns. Still got to put some of the ropes with the chickens. They were causing me a few problems and it was getting late, so decided I would come back to them once I'd finished all of the boats and I was just playing around. Anyway, for the rest of the episode, I want to build our merchant's house here on this corner plot. I've got an image I found on Instagram, I believe, and I'll put that up in the corner if I remember, so you can see what I'm aiming for. And yeah, it's going to go here. So, well, I'm afraid it's going to be another time lapse because this will probably take some time as I've not built it in creative, but hopefully you'll like the look of it and it comes together pretty well. So let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so that was a good 6 hours plus of building all together in that time lapse. So that was compressed down quite significantly, and that wasn't including some extra blocks that we needed to get. Good job we built that mushroom farm because we needed quite a lot for our walls of the mushroom stems and a few of the brown mushroom blocks. But I'm super happy with how this turned out, and I think maybe if I'd done it again, I'd make this central bit 2 blocks wide so we could have a double door and everything just spread out a little bit. But I'm pretty happy. And well, we've fit it into our plot here. So we've got our little tunnel that comes from here up here that runs next to it. So I think this is just wide enough that we can do something with it as a path. This front is looking really good now. We've got some of this greenery in. Really does help to break it up a little bit. Round the side, we've got another. Come on. Missed that block. Anyway, round this side we've got this little veranda which have got the leaves popping through. I think that looks really cool. And then we've got our big chimney up the top there. But I guess you want to see what it looks like inside. Let's run round to the front and I'll show you. You ready for the big reveal? Yep, that's right. We've done nothing. We've got nothing in here other than a few walls, a few columns. Like, I've continued them down just so that I can use them to sort of balance the building all the way through. I did put in a fire here, wanted to get that chimney in and get it working. But up top, we don't have anything up here either. We don't even have stairs. We're using this scaffolding, but we've got this big wide space. We've got the windows up there, and yeah, plenty of space to work with. And then we've got two smaller floors up there, which you can imagine it's not very much and pretty blank. But yeah, I think this has been a huge improvement to our dock area. And let's head out. We've got our boats in our bay. Oh wow, that looks so cool coming in. Oh, that's going to look absolutely amazing once we've got all of these buildings in. This warehouse that we're going to put in over here, and a few, well, we've still got so much to do on this new port project. Got a big boat to go in somewhere, probably there, or maybe the other side actually, I'm not sure yet. And that is going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and you love how this build has come out and you like the little ships we've put in the bay. But I think this port is coming along really well. Hopefully you'll join me next time on the next episode of Juras6x's World, where we'll be doing even more great builds. See you soon. Bye.